So we've already voted on this measure. 23 of us voted no already, and some of us voted with reservations, and some of us voted yes on a previous day. So this message is mainly for, obviously I'm addressing you, but those who are hearing me, it's mainly for those who are trying to switch from a no vote to a yes with reservations. Our primary elections are coming up in 5 months in August, and there are many people, political action committees, donors, and candidates who are waiting for that no vote to switch to a yes vote with reservations.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Perrick, please confine your remarks to the substance of this measure.
Thank you. I'm talking about the implications of somebody voting yes with reservation on this bill.
No, please confine your remarks to the content of this measure.
I'm against this bill, and I encourage everybody to vote no against it.
No vote.
Representative Perrick, second time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. May I call a recess?
The reason I called for a recess was so that I could talk to the speaker and basically preview with him my floor speech with my hopes of not getting censored.
Second time.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In opposition? Majority of my constituents are Filipino Catholics, over 60%, and so to represent them, I'll be voting no. I ask the question, for all of us, who do we represent? What's the majority makeup? What's their demographic? What's their religion? What's their preference on this issue? That should have a big part to play on what we believe we should do.
Representative.
According to Rule 28, we should limit remarks to the content of the bill.
Please confine your remarks, Representative.
Thank you. With regards to this bill, it receives public testimony in committees, and it receives testimony with emails, phone calls, text messages, and direct messages to the representatives. So with regards to this bill, we ask ourselves, what is the pulse of the community on this issue? If it's...
Point of order.
Representative Nakamura, please state your point.
Again, according to Rule 28, we are not talking about the pulse of the community. We are talking about the contents of the adult cannabis bill before us.
Please proceed.
Thank you.
Representative Garcia.
Mr. Speaker, the public impulse
Please state
relates.
you have a point?
Yes, my point of personal privilege, I guess, would be mentioning how your district feels about this bill is completely related to this bill.
Representative Garcia, the chair has asked Representative Perrick to continue with his remarks. Please proceed.
Thank you. So in receiving public input, I think it's a good idea for us to vote in alignment with that, and we should ask ourselves, is the public input coming from social media polls, website polls, and that would probably attract a certain demographic, and then is it coming from surveys sent out to our voters that's going to attract another demographic? People that fill out paper forms probably are on the older side, and people who are filling out like social media polls are probably on the younger side. So these are things we should consider when we vote yes or no. I'll be voting no. Thank you.
We're taking a voice vote. All those in favor say aye. All opposed say no. The motion is carried.
May we have a division of the House?
Request.
I second the motion.
All right. Let's take a recess, subject to call of the chair. Recess.
So let me give you an update on what just happened. The representatives deliberated over quite some time on the pros and cons of this bill. Then the Speaker of the House called for a voice vote, where he says, all those who say yay, all those who say nay, say nay. And that process went by pretty quickly, and thankfully some of the representatives responded by saying, let's do a hand count vote. In other words, let's not just let the decibels of the yay group be against the decibels of the nay group. Let's count each representative to say who's actually voting yes, who's actually voting no against this measure. In response, the Speaker called a recess, and they counted votes. They talked amongst each other as to how many yes votes do we have, how many no votes do we have. They resumed the meeting, and the Speaker announced that there was 23 representatives voting no out of the 51 representatives.
Okay, will the House come to order? The vote on SCR 1339, Senate Bill 3335 was as follows. 25 votes were recorded in favor and 23 votes were recorded in opposition. Of the 25 votes, 3 were recorded as with reservations. So the vote was 25-23.
This decision was not a big surprise. We knew support in the House was softer, and law enforcement, children, health advocates, and social conservatives banded together effectively, so leaders killed it today.